where are you from? And I think it's pretty obvious from my looks. I'm from Missouri. You think I'm Mexican, you come up and you start speaking Spanish to me. And I understand the confusion because I am short, I have dark features, I drive that minivan with the airbrushed Virgin Mary on the side. But really, folks, come on. I'm actually kind of proud of it because real Mexicans can't even tell me apart either. And if I'm cruising around, I'm hungry, I just look around for a family reunion or a quinceanera, run in there, grab some churros and chimichangas, and I'm out. So, it's great. Like this afternoon, I felt like having some Mexican, so I went down to the restaurant, and they were busy, so I stood up by the register, and this nice family was coming out, and the dad comes up to me and says, "You did such a great job taking care of my family today. You know, here's your tip," and gracias. And then another lady came out and she's like, "You were the best waitress I ever had." Gracias, come again. So by that time I had enough money that I went to the kitchen and ordered my employee discount meal. And that is how I do Taco Tuesdays now. Yeah. Oh, so my nationality, I am half Vietnamese and half white. My dad is from Illinois, my mom is from Vietnam, and so my dad had a little bit of a drinking problem, and he thought, what's a good profession for me? And he decided to open up a family ferry boat business on the Mississippi. And then Mom realized, oh, this is not good. So Mom, she got her captain's license. She was the first woman on the Mississippi to have her pilot's license, which may not have been a good idea because she'd have flashbacks from the war, and she'd be behind that steering wheel and communists die, communists die! And some of those boaters really didn't stand a chance for Mom. But yeah, they didn't, the marriage didn't last that long. Dad loved the liquor, and he also loved dating prostitutes. And so, they divorced, of course, and they never, neither one of them ever remarried. But Dad just kind of rented instead of, yeah. So, oh gosh, and then there was high school. I'm not the brightest Asian, and I always wanted to be that Asian that could solve math problems without a calculator, and that just wasn't me. Like the other kids in school would sit around me and try to cheat off my paper, and we would all flunk the test. But what gets me is that we were in remedial math together. Like, we're already not that bright to be in remedial math. Why? Anyway, but there is this. You guys remember your first high school crush, boyfriend, girlfriend? Mine was Wade. He was so active in so many sports. I mean, you name it: football, basketball, baseball. He was the water boy, but it was hot, filling those water bottles, washing those team jerseys, and I thought I was ready to go all the way with Wade, and he's like, no, I want to wait until I'm married. I'm like, so I of course went to Dad for dating advice because he gave the best advice. I can still remember him. He would always call me by this cute nickname, Dumbass. Dumbass, just tell him that you're Asian, because every guy wants that Asian experience. And I'm like, really? Oh, okay. So, yeah, I tried it, but I had flunked one of those algebra tests, and I had told the teacher, I'm not finding the value of your X. By the way, I'm Asian, and from there on, A's, rest of the high school. It was great. But yeah, Wade and I ended, and we just reconnected on Facebook, and he was talking about, he's divorced now, he's got 2 kids, bringing them down here to Florida on vacation, and he wants to see me, and I'm just like, I'm a little bit worried. I was like, I asked him, I go, are those my kids? Are those mine? And I'm gonna get a maternity test just to make sure. I'm worried about that, yeah. So one day I was driving home and I was so hungry and I was so excited because I was behind a food truck. It was called Taco Mom. And it turns out the longer I followed it, it was Tacoma. So I was really disappointed. Yeah, just not the brightest sometimes. And I don't know if you've ever seen this product. It's in the detergent aisle, and there's like these little scented beads you can put in your garbage disposal there. And I never used them before, so I was like, I'm gonna get these. I got home and I was getting ready to put it down the disposal, and then I realized I don't have a garbage disposal. I lived in that house for 10 years. So yeah, not the brightest. My parents saved so much money on crayons because they would always get me the zebra and the Dalmatian coloring books. Yeah. So, let's see here. My day job is a chiropractor, and my mom was so proud that I was going to be a doctor until she realized I couldn't write prescription drugs. Sure. Yeah. And I was just so nervous my first year in practice. I didn't know how to end the adjusting session. So I would just draw on their big toe like a flower, and like any good Asian would, and then send them out. But that took too long. So then I just give them a fortune cookie on their way out. That works too. It's a little bit awkward because some people come in with sex injuries, and I don't want to hear about how that all happened. So I got one of those Kama Sutra books where it has all the images. So now I just have them point to the picture, and I don't have to hear the details. So I had this really sweet old man come in the other day with a sex injury. So I handed him the book, and I said, okay, so it looks like you were hiding your dragon and she was crouching tiger. And sometimes I just want to say, Dad, stop talking. So embarrassing. Oh gosh. So ladies, do you know why guys are smarter after sex? It's because they were plugged into a genius. Yeah. Remember, it was a woman that got Bill Gates from floppy disk to hard drive. And I'm sure there was some RAM going on there too. Yeah. So, are you excited about the medical marijuana getting passed? Yeah, I was really curious about it. So I went to the Florida Medical Cannabis Convention. And I was a little bit disappointed because I'm a little bit of a do-it-yourselfer, so I was looking for the tables of how to roll a joint and how to turn on a bong, and there was no free samples either. But I did discover there's such a thing called edibles, and they infuse it into gummy bears and chocolate, and I was just amazed. And I never had kids because I didn't think I could deal with the temper tantrums, but I think if I had gummy bears, I would say, one for you, one for mommy, one for you. Yeah. So I really decided not to have kids because I didn't want them to have to deal with me being a chiropractor, going off to school. Mommy's a chiropractor. She's not a real doctor. But yeah, it's tough. My husband, when he and I first started dating, he was a history major, and 3 months after marriage, he is an engineer. Yeah, that is my superpower. Yeah, pretty proud of that. He has this really annoying habit though, I call it sheepdogging. When we go shopping, he is like right on my back, and I need space. So I'll try to look at some imperfection in the wall or on the floor. I'm like, go check out the structural integrity of that, honey. And then he scampers off, and then I'm like hiding, watching him. And then he does the hottest thing. He pulls out the graphing calculator, and the Asian part of me is like, oh my gosh. And so, yeah, you should see us at home now. I mean, he whips out his abacus, and I'm like, baby, get in there and do our taxes. It's incredible. So when I don't call it hide and go seek when we're in the store, I call it engineer foreplay. And it did get me in trouble one time because he was walking out the door with another Asian lady, and I'm like, babe, I'm here, where are you? Oh, hey. And the little Asian lady starts yelling at me. She's like, he mine, you too late. So I paid her the $4, because $4, no holler. And so, gosh, it was rough. So, and my husband's just standing there going, you guys all look alike, I'm sorry. So, like we went on vacation in Hawaii, and there are a ton of Asians in Hawaii. And we went with my brother, who looks a little bit like Jackie Chan, and we lost him in the park. So my husband's like, don't worry, I'll get him. He runs off, drags back this Asian guy that looks like Ken Jeong. And I'm like, that's not him. So then he runs off and drags back another Asian, and I'm like, that's Margaret Cho, no. So we don't vacation in Asian populated countries. It's just too stressful. Yeah, well, that is my time. I don't know how much longer I'll be here because I'll probably be accidentally deported to Mexico. So you've been great, Jrffb. Thank you so much.